Most drivers spend thousands on their car, but almost nothing on the technology inside it. Meanwhile, there are gadgets sitting on Amazon right now that can protect you in an accident, coach your driving, monitor every tire in real time, and even turn a decade-old car into something that feels completely modern. Some cost less than a tank of gas. A couple cost more than a weekend trip. All 20 do something real. Stay through number 1, because that one changes what you think a car gadget is even supposed to do. Before we get started, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the latest AI gadgets, futuristic tech, and smart inventions. Also, check the links in the description if you want to learn more about any of the gadgets featured in today's video. Now, let's jump straight into the countdown. Number 20. The Spita Polishing Kit. Before anything else, your car has to look the part. The Spita Polishing Kit is an electric dual-action polisher that removes light scratches, swirl marks, and oxidation from your paintwork without the risk of burning through the clear coat the way a rotary polisher can in inexperienced hands. It comes with foam and microfiber pads for different stages of the job, from cutting compound through to finishing polish and wax application, so you have everything needed in a single purchase. The variable speed dial lets you adjust the aggression level based on paint condition, and the ergonomic grip is comfortable enough for an extended detailing session without your arm giving out halfway through a panel. The random orbital motion is the key feature here because it prevents the swirl patterns that aggressive rotary tools leave when used without perfect technique. For somewhere between $30 and $100 depending on the configuration, it is the most satisfying upgrade you can make to a car that runs perfectly but looks a little tired. Number 19. The Gemloose Wireless CarPlay Adapter. If your car already has wired CarPlay, this is the upgrade that removes the one thing that always felt like it should not be there. The Gemloose plugs into the USB port your phone cable currently lives in, pairs with your phone over Bluetooth on the first connection, and from that point forward, your phone connects automatically every time you start the car. No cable, no fumbling, no remembering to plug in before reversing out of a parking space. The adapter handles the handoff between Bluetooth and the faster Wi-Fi channel that CarPlay actually uses for its data. So the experience on screen is identical to the wired version, but without anything tethering the phone to the dashboard. Compatibility covers a wide range of factory and aftermarket wired CarPlay systems, and the first-time setup takes under 2 minutes. At around $40 to $100, this is the gadget that people install and immediately wonder why it was not standard from the factory. Number 18. The BuenIdea CarPlay Screen. For anyone driving a car that predates built-in CarPlay entirely, the BuenIdea is how you add it without replacing the whole head unit. It is a compact touchscreen that mounts on the dashboard, connects to the car's power, and gives you a dedicated CarPlay display for navigation, music, calls, and any CarPlay-compatible app. Because it is a standalone unit rather than a full head unit swap, the installation is significantly simpler and does not require cutting into the dash or rewiring the audio system at the same level of complexity. The screen handles direct sunlight well, which is the real test for any in-car display, and the touch response is accurate enough that you are not fighting it while confirming a navigation route at a red light. Priced between $100 and $200, it is the most practical way to modernize a car that the factory never equipped with this kind of connectivity. Number 17. The Dashcam and Phone Holder Combo. This one earns its place by solving 2 problems with a single mount. Combination units pair a compact front-facing dashcam with a phone holder built into the same housing, so you are using one spot on the windshield instead of cluttering the view with 2 separate accessories. The dashcam side records in 1080p or higher with a wide field of view. Loop recording and G-sensor triggered emergency file locking so that clips from an incident are preserved before the loop can overwrite them. The phone holder side keeps the screen at eye level for navigation without requiring you to look down at a vent-mounted cradle. One power cable runs to one device instead of 2, keeping the cabin noticeably cleaner. For $40 to $100, this is the right pick for anyone who has been putting off buying both because neither felt urgent enough on its own. Number 16. The car alarm system with motion sensor. Most factory alarm systems are reactive rather than intelligent, they respond to direct physical contact with the vehicle. This aftermarket system adds a motion sensor that detects movement within a radius around the car, meaning someone testing a door handle or lingering near the vehicle triggers the alarm before any contact is made. Sensitivity is fully adjustable, so you are not setting off false alarms every time someone walks past on the pavement. Some versions in this category also include remote start functionality and a two-way remote that confirms the armed status of the system from a distance. The security category sells well because the anxiety it addresses is genuine and the solution is immediate and tangible. Once installed, the system operates passively every time the car is left unattended, which means you are protected without thinking about it. For $40 to $120, adding an intelligent motion-triggered layer on top of whatever factory security the vehicle came with is one of the most straightforward upgrades on this entire list. Number 15. The tire inflator. This is the gadget most people buy after they wish they had bought it earlier. A portable electric inflator plugs into the 12-volt outlet, connects to the tire valve, and inflates to a preset size automatically, shutting off when the target pressure is reached, so there is no risk of overinflating. The better models include a digital pressure gauge that reads the current tire pressure before inflation begins, making the device useful as a checking tool even when no inflation is needed. Compact enough to store in a glove compartment or a door pocket, it replaces the dependence on a gas station air machine that may or may not be working, and charges by the minute with a gauge that is often broken. For $30 to $80, this is one of those purchases that feels unnecessary right up until the morning you need it, at which point it becomes the most useful thing in the car. Number 14. The Listen phone mount. A bad phone mount makes every drive worse, and a good one genuinely improves the daily commute in a way that is easy to underestimate until you experience it. The Listen stands out in a crowded category because of the strength of its mounting mechanism, which uses either a high-grip suction base or a dashboard adhesive pad that does not peel away after a few weeks in a hot car. The clamp holds phones securely through speed bumps and potholes without rattling, and the build quality is solid enough that the whole unit does not flex under the weight of a large phone. The viewing angle adjusts fully, and the rotation to portrait or landscape is easy enough to do one-handed. For $15 to $30, this is exactly the kind of purchase people make twice, because they bought the cheap version first and regret it within a week. Number 13. The Talu Road Lights. Underbody and accent lighting has moved well beyond the car show circuit, and the Talu strips are the version of that upgrade that actually makes practical sense to buy and live with daily. They are waterproof, rated for the temperature swings that come with outdoor vehicle use, and install along the undercarriage or interior trim using adhesive backing with no drilling required. Color options and lighting effects are controlled through a companion app or a physical remote depending on the kit version. The output is bright enough to be visible even in daytime driving conditions, which means the strips work as a genuine visibility upgrade in low-light situations rather than purely a styling choice. Multiple effect modes let you set a static color for everyday use or a dynamic pattern for evenings and events. At $20 to $60, the Talu strips bring an upgrade that once required a professional installer and significantly more budget into a straightforward weekend project with results that are immediately visible. Number 12. The TPM's Tire Pressure Monitoring System. An aftermarket TPMs adds real-time pressure and temperature monitoring to vehicles that never had it, or replaces the single generic dashboard warning light with individual per-tire readings. External sensors replace the valve caps on each tire and transmit data continuously to a receiver mounted on the dashboard, showing you exactly which tire is losing pressure rather than a vague alert that requires you to check all four manually. A slow leak that would go unnoticed until it becomes a flat at highway speed shows up in this system as a gradual drop you can watch develop over days and address at your convenience. The alert thresholds are adjustable to match your vehicle's recommended pressures. At $40 to $100, this is one of the most directly safety-relevant purchases anywhere on this list. Number 11. The Mirror Dashcam. The Mirror Dashcam replaces the factory rearview mirror with a smart unit that incorporates a display screen, a front-facing camera, and a rear-facing camera all in one housing that installs over the existing mirror with elastic straps and routes a camera cable to the rear of the vehicle. The rear-view display shows a live feed from the rear camera that is wider and less obstructed than the optical mirror view, which is typically blocked by headrests, passengers, and cargo. The front camera records continuously in standard loop format. The screen switches between the live rear feed and a standard mirror reflection with a single tap, and parking guidelines overlaid on the rear display make reversing in tight spaces more confident and precise. For $70 to $180, this is the version of a dashcam upgrade that improves the most things simultaneously for the money spent. Number 10. The AI Box CarPlay. The AI box plugs into the factory CarPlay port and expands what that system can do, adding Android-based apps, video streaming services, and a significantly broader app library to a screen the factory software otherwise limits to the standard CarPlay interface. On vehicles with built-in CarPlay screens, this effectively turns a navigation and music display into something closer to a full Android tablet running in the dashboard. With third-party navigation apps and streaming services available alongside the standard CarPlay suite. The AI processing in the better versions of these adapters handles the translation between the Android environment and the CarPlay interface smoothly enough that the experience feels native rather than like a workaround. For $80 to $180, this is the upgrade that makes the factory screen feel like it was always supposed to do more than the manufacturer chose to allow. Number 9. The Wireless CarPlay Adapter. This is the standalone version of the wireless conversion designed for vehicles where removing the cable is the primary goal. Adapters in this category have improved considerably, with connection speed and stability now close enough to the wired experience that the difference is genuinely difficult to notice in daily use. The better models maintain a stable connection through the phone screen locking and unlocking, handle automatic reconnection if the signal drops momentarily, and add no noticeable lag to touch response on the CarPlay interface. For anyone who has managed a phone cable in the car as a routine part of every drive, the removal of that small but persistent friction is more meaningful in practice than it sounds in description. At $30 to $70, the wireless adapter is one of the strongest value to cost propositions in the connected car category. Number 8. The HUD Heads-Up Display. A heads-up display projects driving information onto the windshield or a small transparent panel mounted near it, keeping speed, navigation directions, and active alerts visible without any eye movement away from the road ahead. The AI-assisted versions in this category connect via OBD2 port to pull real-time data directly from the vehicle's systems rather than relying purely on GPS for speed, which means the readings are accurate and immediate. Beyond speed, these units typically display engine RPM, coolant temperature, fuel consumption estimates, battery voltage, and active fault codes, turning the lower windshield area into a live readout of what the car is doing mechanically at any given moment. The driver fatigue detection uses steering pattern analysis to identify signs of degrading attention and issues an alert before anything goes wrong on the road. For $40 to $120, the HUD brings a feature usually reserved for premium vehicle trim levels to any car with an OBD2 port. Number 7. The AI-assisted OBD2 scanner. Until recently, reading the OBD2 port meant either paying for a professional scanner or buying a cheap Bluetooth dongle that returned a code number with no useful explanation of what it actually meant. The AI-assisted scanners in this category change that entirely. They connect via Bluetooth to a companion app that reads fault codes, explains them in plain language, cross-references them against reported fixes from other owners of the same vehicle make and model, and prioritizes them by urgency, so you know whether the check engine light means pull over immediately or schedule something at your convenience. Bidirectional control in higher-end versions lets the device activate individual components for diagnostic testing, and the live data view shows sensor readings in real time during a test drive to help isolate intermittent problems that do not trigger stored codes. At $50 to $150, this gadget saves a shop diagnostic fee every time it is used, and it pays for itself quickly. Number 6. The Airlift Performance 3H Air Suspension System. The Airlift Performance 3H replaces the factory suspension with airbags that inflate or deflate in seconds from a controller inside the car, allowing ride height adjustment on the fly and full customization of the handling character for different driving situations. The 3H controller uses height sensors as the primary input for automatic leveling and preset management, meaning you can save specific height configurations and recall them with a button press rather than estimating from a pressure gauge. The system is used in everything from show builds, where extreme low ride height is the goal, to daily driver setups where the ability to raise the car over a steep driveway entrance and lower it on the highway for efficiency is the practical day-to-day benefit. At around $1,500 and up depending on the vehicle and kit, this is not a casual purchase. For the enthusiast driver who wants full control over how the car sits and how it handles, the Airlift 3H is the most refined system available for street use. Number 5. The CURT Echo Trailer Brake Controller. For anyone who tows regularly, a trailer brake controller is not optional equipment, and the CURT Echo is the version of it that earns a spot on a list about intelligent car technology. It adjusts the output signal to the trailer's electric brakes in real time, based on the actual deceleration rate it senses from the tow vehicle, rather than a fixed output level that may be too aggressive on light stops and insufficient in an emergency. That proportional response means the trailer brakes work in sync with the driver's actual braking effort, rather than on a preset that was configured once and applied to every stop regardless of urgency. Setup through the CURT app handles gain calibration and brake monitoring from a phone, and the device refines its response over time as it learns the vehicle and trailer combination. At around $300, it is the right investment for anyone towing seriously and regularly. Number 4. The Garmin Catalyst Driving Performance Optimizer. The Garmin Catalyst is for the driver who wants to get faster on a track and understand precisely where time is being lost and why. It mounts on the windshield, uses GPS and an integrated accelerometer to record every lap, and provides real-time audio coaching during a session that identifies exactly where braking too early, carrying insufficient speed through a corner, or losing momentum on the exit is costing lap time. After each session, the analysis overlays current performance against an optimal lap that is a composite of best sector times, showing what is actually achievable when everything comes together. Data logging at this level of detail previously required hardware costing many times more and a coach to interpret the output. At $700 to $1,000, the Catalyst delivers that analysis in a self-contained device that needs no external setup to produce immediately actionable coaching. Number 3. The BMW Theater Screen. The BMW Theater Screen is a retractable display that deploys from the headliner in the rear passenger compartment, offering a large viewing area with Amazon Fire TV built in, giving rear passengers access to streaming services and apps without a separate tablet mounted to a headrest. The display angle adjusts automatically and sound routes through the vehicle's audio system or through wireless headphones. For families on long road trips, for executive transport where rear passengers need to work or stay entertained in comfort, and for anyone who has seen what rear seat entertainment looks like when it is done properly rather than as an afterthought. The theater screen is the current answer to what that category is supposed to be. The price sits above $1,000, but on a vehicle already configured for passenger comfort, it is the upgrade that makes the longest trips feel meaningfully shorter. Number 2. The Vantru E360 360-degree dashcam. Most dashcams cover the front of the car and optionally the rear. The Vantru E360 covers everything. 4 cameras mounted at the front, rear, and both sides record simultaneously to create a complete view of the car's entire surroundings, with footage stitched into a continuous record of everything happening around the vehicle in every direction. Resolution across all 4 channels is high enough that license plates and critical details are legible in the recordings, and night vision performance is strong enough to capture usable footage in low-light parking environments where most incidents actually happen when a car is left unattended. Parking mode activates all 4 cameras when the vehicle is stationary and records any contact or movement anywhere around the car, turning the parked vehicle into a self-contained security system. At $399 to $499, the E360 is the version of dashcam protection that leaves no angle unmonitored. Number 1. The UltraDash Z4 AI Dashcam. This is the one that changes what you think a dashcam is supposed to do. The UltraDash Z4 records in 4K at the front and 1080p at the rear, putting image quality at the top of the category. But the image quality is the least interesting thing about it. The Z4 runs an AI analysis layer over the live footage in real time, monitoring the driver and road simultaneously for distraction, drowsiness, unsafe following distance, lane departure, and forward collision risk, issuing voice alerts for each one before anything goes wrong, rather than simply recording what happens after. It is the difference between a dashcam that documents an incident and one that actively works to prevent it. The fleet-grade driver behavior monitoring that large logistics companies have used for years to reduce accident rates is running in a consumer device priced between $299 and $399. GPS overlays location and speed data onto footage automatically. Built-in Wi-Fi transfers clips to the companion app without removing the memory card. And emergency file locking ensures that any footage from a detected incident is preserved regardless of what the recording loop would otherwise overwrite. For anyone who commutes in heavy traffic, drives long distances regularly, or wants the most capable active safety device available for a car that did not come equipped with a driver assistance system. The UltraDash Z4 is the one gadget on this entire list that delivers meaningful value every single time the car is in motion. Those were 20 incredible AI car gadgets worth knowing about, from everyday convenience upgrades to advanced 4-camera perimeter systems and AI dash cams that keep an eye on both you and the road. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our latest AI gadget discoveries. Which gadget was your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your pick. You'll find links to every gadget featured in this video in the description below, with prices accurate at the time of publishing. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.